you should have your pixel and ad account ready to go. Your pixel should be connected to your Shopify store. You should already have an ad account that is seasoned and ready to launch ads on, meaning if you've never ran any ads on that ad account first, you need to warm up your ad account. So there's a dedicated training on how to do that. Just make sure you go through this section here, how to create an ad account plus how to warm it up, and make sure your ad account is all good and set and ready to go. If you've spent money on your ad account before and launched campaigns, then you're ready to go. So that should be pretty much straightforward. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into our ad account. We're going to hit create. We're going to hit sales and hit continue. And then from there, we're just going to title this. So whatever you want to call it. For this example, we were just using the filtered showerhead. So we're going to just do, if you want to title it showerhead, or if you want to title your brand name, we're just going to call it this. I'm going to call it tutorial here, or tutorial. And then I always like to put PDP, so I know this campaign is going to a product page. When we're ready to launch avatorials or anything like that, I naturally create a new CBO. So that's being focused directly to a whole new campaign. So this will be a product page that we're running to, and the country naturally is going to be the United States. Always target one country at a time when you're first starting out in testing, and pick one of the big fours: US, UK, Canada, Australia. Advantage plus catalog, make sure that's turned off. Your budget strategy should be campaign budget. Always start off at a minimum of $100 a day. If you have a brand new ad account, you'll find out that your minimum spending limit is only $50. So just start out what you can, and as you spend more money successfully, it will increase your budget over time. So it's no set amount. It just is up to Facebook based off of how much you're spending and how long you're leaving your ads on. If you're turning ads on and off consistently, it's going to take longer for Facebook to give you more daily spend. So they need to trust that you are consistently able to spend money and not get your card declined, not get your ads restricted. Daily budget should be a minimum of 100. For those of you that have extra money sitting around and you want to start at 150, feel free to do that too. If you want to start a little bit more, I would not recommend starting more than $200 a day though. It just is pointless at that point because you want to make sure that you actually have good ads. And when you're ready and you have good ads, you can always scale budgets really quickly. So it doesn't make sense starting out with any more than that. So $100 a day for your settings and all that stuff should look like this. A/B testing off. All this stuff should be blank. No special ad categories. Now, one of the features and functionalities that I do recommend for you to set up over time is setting up audience segments. This will allow the ad manager to determine which, as you start to scale and launch more ads, it will allow you to determine which segment of your audiences are being hit with new ads and which segment of your audience is just the existing customers. So this is something down the line, nothing to worry about now, but when you're just starting off, this is how your campaign should look like. Now we're going to get to the ad set level. This is where we're going to title it our avatar. So avatar 1. If you want to put the avatar's name here, I believe mine was called Rachel. You can do that. Totally up to you. But just know that this is the ad set where all your ads are going to be launched for avatar 1. We're going to make sure the conversion location is a website. The maximum number of conversions should be the performance goal. The data set should be your pixel. So just pick your pixel. Now, let's say you created a brand new pixel. You're going to optimize for purchases. So all this stuff is going to get grayed out like this. And then you're going to get this notification that says set up conversion event. Do not stress out. Don't worry. This is simply because you haven't had any purchases yet. It is a brand new pixel. Do not optimize for add to carts. Do not optimize for initiate checkouts. We're going to optimize for purchases because we want to tell Facebook what we want on day one. It'll take a little longer for that to happen. But once it does happen, we'll have a clean pixel with optimized conversion events for purchases. So it'll allow us to scale faster. There's no such thing as warming up a brand new pixel with add to carts or initiate checkouts because that's just going to give you the wrong type of leads. We want to do purchases on day one. Just follow that basic instruction. I promise you it works every single time. So that's what we're going to do for that. All right, so cost per result, none. You're going to get these recommendations, by the way, from Facebook on what you should do to get maximum conversion score and campaign score. Just ignore it. Follow the instructions I'm showing you. Facebook just does that, and they're full of shit. They just want you to either spend more money or use their AI attributed systems. We're going to ignore all that because a lot of times it's bullshit and it has no proof of actually performing better, especially for the type of ads we're going to run. So just ignore it. You can get 103% more conversions if you use preferred audiences. Ignore all that stuff. Just follow the basic instructions that we're going to put together today. So next up is budget and strategy. So we're not going to set a minimum spending limit. We don't need to. We're only launching one ad set at a time in this particular campaign. Now, some of you might be wondering, Alex, well, what if I wanted to launch all 5 avatars at the same time? If that's the case and you wanted to launch all 5 avatars, that means you would have 25 unique ads. That's totally fine. You just want to set the minimum ad spending limit at each ad set level at $10. You can do $10 or you can do a percentage amount of 10%, whatever. As you increase budget, you could do that. So if you want to do that, that's totally up to you. But honestly, in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how to just launch one ad set because that's all you should be focusing on initially. Putting a ton of focus on one avatar and figuring out how you can speak to that avatar in the best way possible. So don't worry about this. But for the more advanced advertisers, if you do want to set minimum ad set limits, that's totally up to you. It's your call at the end of the day. Totally up to you. Next thing is always try to set your ads to go out the next day at midnight. So if you are living in a different part of the world, but you're advertising in the US, just make sure you translate the time. So you launch your ads at midnight the next day. We want to give Facebook the entire day to spend money so it can figure out what portion of the day is it going to be more likely to get conversions. Don't try to big brain Facebook and try to only have your ads run from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then turn it off. You want the ads to run continuously throughout the day. Facebook will over time learn which time of the day it's going to get the most conversions. So just let it do its thing. Stop trying to outsmart the platform and the algorithm. Just let it do its thing. Set it up for the midnight the next day. If it's 11 o'clock right now and your ads are supposed to go live in an hour, just set it to go out in an hour the next day at midnight. Right? Don't stress this out. Don't overthink it. Today's 18th. So I launch this tomorrow, the 19th at 12 a.m. All right. Now I recommend, if you're wondering what standard time zone should I use in the US, I recommend Eastern. So technically speaking, I would need to launch this at 9 p.m. today, technically, for it to be 12 a.m. Eastern. But don't overthink this, guys. Literally, don't make this higher than it needs to be. Just set it for the next day at midnight in whatever time zone. I recommend Eastern time zone. Okay. So this is technically being launched at 3 a.m. Eastern because this is Pacific Standard Time, but don't stress too much about it. Whatever. Okay, boom. Make sure the country, so under locations, this is the country we're targeting. So we're obviously targeting the United States in this one. So make sure only one country is selected. If you wanted to go with something else like the United Kingdom, you just type it in. and then remove the US and only have one country at a time. We'll launch different countries later on, but for now, we only want to focus on one country. So I'm going to launch the United States here. And don't worry about audience definition and all this nonsense. As long as you're leaving everything broad, we don't select any type of targeting whatsoever, no interest-based targeting, you're good to go. Then that's about it. Now, some people want to adjust the placements and say, hey, make sure, I want to make sure this only goes on Facebook. Facebook's going to automatically put it on Facebook anyway for you. You don't have to now take an extra step and only make it on Facebook. But if you really, really want to, you can uncheck everything else here and allow your ads to only be displayed on Facebook. Totally up to you. I don't ever touch this. Facebook will just automatically spend my money on Facebook. This is just an extra step. That's a waste of my time because they know where their ads are going to perform the best. So we don't need to uncheck all this stuff here. But this is totally up to you and your decision there. So next. And now we're just going to name this ad number 1, angle number 1. So we have had a big discussion about pages and what pages we should use. Should we use personalized pages or should we use blog post style pages? I personally recommend, just to be safe moving forward, use a blog style page. Apparently some ad accounts are getting banned and restricted for using personal pages that impersonate a person. Even though it's not a real person you're impersonating, it just displays as a person. So use a blog style page for your pages when you run your ads on. That's my recommendation. That's what I'm personally going to be doing, just a blog style page. So an example of this is kind of like a business or magazine type of publication. So Hair Care Insider, Dental Health Insider, or Better Smile Insider. It doesn't always have to be an insider. I already put together training explaining this, by the way. So that training is here under Protect Your Ad Account. So I talk about some strategies you can use to have multiple pixels, multiple ad accounts in case you get banned. One of the biggest things that you'll see me highlight is how you can just simply use ChatGPT to come up with a blog style post name and then just create the page. The page does not need to have a ton of stuff on the feed. It doesn't have to have a bunch of descriptions and details. It just literally needs to be displayed as a blog style page, kind of like how I did here. As far as the logo or the profile picture, use whatever. If you want to just have it be an actual logo or a person smiling, up to you. It does make sense though if you're going to use a blog style post. Try to actually use like a logo of an image or something like that for the brand and the page that you're going to launch. So if I'm creating an ad for a filtered shower head, the blog place or the page name or the blog post page name that I would use might be smarter home buys or whatever, just something like that, or filtered water insider. Just come up with a name. Dude, ChatGPT, don't overthink it. I have people messaging me, does the name impact my conversion rate? If you're concerned with that and that the actual story that is what people are going to be reading, then that's a problem. So don't overthink it. Come up with a blog style page name and go from there. So in this example, I'm going with this page called Recovery Circle, right? Very broad. I can literally be selling anything that talks about recovery. I could sell red light therapy. I could sell back massages, whatever. It doesn't really matter because I just have a profile picture and the name Recovery Circle. There we go. So from that point on, we're going to make sure that we create a singular ad, and we're going to do manual upload, single ad, single image. We're going to uncheck multi-advertiser, and we're just going to scroll a little bit here, and then we're just going to paste our website link. So in this example here, I'm just going to copy the competitor's page. Make sure you copy their product page where the offer is, not the homepage. So if I go to the homepage here, we don't want to paste this link in. We want to give the customer as little steps as possible to buy from us. So it's important that you just go to the straight product page that you're selling the product on. So just grab the product page with the offer and the checkout button, and then go to your ads manager and paste that bad boy in there. Boom. Okay, simple enough. So from there, what we're going to do now is upload our creative. So we're going to set up creative and then upload our image first. So this is very important, right? So under creative setup here, you're going to always see that Facebook will have these recommendations on like website highlights and site links. And we're just going to make sure these are turned off. These are things that make our ads make our ads actually look like ads, and we do not want that. So we're going to turn that off. For site links, we're going to turn this off, and just make sure promotions is turned off, website summaries is turned off, site links is turned off, website highlights is turned off, products is turned off. Make sure all these things are turned off. Then we're going to hit next here, and then we're just going to go and whatever image we're going to go with, we're going to upload that. So we've generated a good amount of images up to this point. We'll just use this one here that we snagged from Facebook. We're going to go to Facebook ads here, and then just drop that bad boy in and upload it. Okay. And then we're going to go hit next. Hit next. Just go with all the original proportions here. Just make sure it's a good one by one. Hit next. And then for primary text, this is where we're going to go back into Claude and grab our first story. So remember, this is angle 1. So grab your story for angle 1. And I recommend that you copy the stories directly from Claude and not take them from Google Document or take them from Claude, put them on Google Doc, and then put it back on Facebook because it messes up the formatting, and we want the proper formatting on Claude. So if we go here and grab our finalized story here, copy this, and go into primary text. If I hit paste here, you can see how it's properly spaced out, right? You see how it's spaced out properly and looks really nice and clean. This is what we want it to look like. If I go ahead and I paste each of these stories into a Google document like this, right? It's spaced out nicely, but then I go back and copy it, and then I come back into Ads Manager and I paste it from Google Doc. It's now all clamped up, and now it's all compressed, and it's harder for the person to read, and this does not look as good. So I highly recommend you copy it directly by hitting this copy button at the end of the story, and then pasting it into Facebook this way so it's spaced out properly, or else you're going to have to manually space out every line, and that sounds like a headache to me. Next. And then this is also important. Make sure every single enhancement is turned off. I do not care if Facebook says, if you have this enhancement turned on, you can see a 25% boost in conversions. It's all bullshit. The whole point of these ads are to make them seem native and natural to the platform. All these recommendations make it so it doesn't look like that. Okay, cool. Facebook just glitched on here and now is requiring that I paste all this stuff back in. And actually glad it did because I forgot to skip a step here. I skipped a step here, which is the headline. Headline is just simply what we like to use as a part of the entire process here to get the person to stop the scroll. So a lot of times you're going to see me put something like, read this if your shower head is filthy. Or read this if you're tired of waking up itchy. Or stay-at-home moms need to read this. And a lot of times you'll see me put I'll go to emojipedia.org or whatever, and then put finger pointing up. I'll go to this website here, emojipedia.org. I type in index pointing upwards. I copy this. If I was on a MacBook, I would just use the MacBook emoji shortcut, but I'm not. And then I just do this upwards arrow. So don't overthink this, guys. This is just a part of the story. What I would do is use this, pretend like this is another way you can grab someone's attention. You can say stay at home. You can do that's one example. You can also do, let's say I was talking to truck drivers. Truck drivers need to read this if they want to stop their back pain. So there's different ways you can do this, but just think it's a headline, right? So use this as an opportunity to speak to your target audience in the way you want to. You can ask Claude for some recommendations. Try to keep it short. You don't want this headline to be too long and too punchy, because then it's going to get cut off in the previews and people won't be able to read it, and now it defeats the whole purpose. So I'm going to keep this simple. Read this if you have a filthy shower head. And then whenever we're creating ads going straight to our product page, it's always going to be shop now as a call to action, and it will be learn more if we're doing this to a product or sending traffic to an advertorial. But we're sending traffic to a product page, it goes to shop now. If we're sending traffic to an advertorial or listicle, it goes to learn more. So we're going to do shop now for that. Hit next. Make sure all these enhancements are turned off. Ad music gets automatically turned on every single time. Make sure it's turned off, double, triple check, and hit done. Okay, so there you go there. If you want to, you can add some URL parameters as well. This will actually get picked up directly from Shopify, so you can see which ads are getting sales. You can see directly in the dashboard here. So campaign source, a lot of times I like to put for placement. Campaign medium will be ad set name. Campaign name is campaign name. And then campaign content is just ad name. And then hit apply for your parameters. And then that way we can add some extra tracking there. So before we do anything else, just double check and make sure Advantage Plus Creative Enhancements is 0 out of 12. For you, it might be 0 out of 9 or 0 out of 11 or 0 out of 14. Just make sure it's 0 out of whatever. They might be adding more enhancements down the line. Just make sure it's 0 out of whatever number. As long as it says 0 there, you're good. Make sure Shop Now is good. Scroll back up as well. Make sure creative setups is turned off. So you see here, there's 2 out of 4 creative setups on. Hit edit here and make sure we turn them off. So site link got turned back on even though I turned it off. So double check, turn that off. And then make sure your catalog is not connected. If for some reason your catalog is connected, just hit this upward arrow, hit this back icon that would populate here and say not connected. And then we should be good here and hit save. Okay, so now that's 0 out of 4. It might say 0 out of 6, 0 out of 7, 0 out of 3, whatever. As long as it's 0, you're good to go. Promotions should be 0 as well. Make sure multi-advertiser ads is turned off as well. And then your copy should be in there. Nothing for description. We can leave description blank. And then you might have a button that says optimize personal experience, like optimize customer journey. Make sure that's turned off as well. I don't see it here right now, but sometimes it will populate. So make sure that's turned off if you do see like optimize customer journey, which I'll show you how we can double check to make sure that's all turned off as well. All right, so that should be good. So now all we're gonna have to do here under the same ad set, we'd hit duplicate, quick duplicate here. And now we just would use the second ad. So we'll make this angle 2, add 2. Then we're gonna delete the image, and then we're gonna go to Hicksfield and we're gonna pick our next image and our next story. So I like this bag here, this image here. Go back into our ad account, go to media, hit add image. So make sure everything's turned off here. Hit media, drop down, drop your image in. Give it a couple seconds here. Hit next. Okay. Hit recommendation. So now we obviously have to change the text here, right? So now we have to go to our second copy that we generated. So remember we said, okay, now angle 2, same avatar 1, but now we're going after angle 2. So we're gonna scroll down a little bit here. And then we're gonna make sure we copy angle 2 here. Boom, copy that, go there. Delete all that. You can hit Control A to delete everything, and then Control V to paste it in. Just double check, make sure everything was pasted in properly. For the headline, you can change the headline if you want to. I'm just gonna keep mine all the same because it's all going to the same avatar anyway, just different angles. But totally up to you. If you want to add multiple headlines, you can do that as well. Add 2, 3 headlines, totally up to you. Just make sure you have one story though per ad and a new image per ad as well. Hit next, make sure enhancements is turned off. Double check, scroll through all these, make sure these are all turned off. Hit done. And then scroll all the way to the bottom again and just make sure your parameters are still in there as normal. So that should be good. So that should be all good. Make sure your Advantage Plus Creatives is turned off, 0 out of 12, 0 out of 11, 0 out of 10, whatever the number is, just make sure it's 0 out of 0. Description should be left blank. Headline is good. The spacing is all looks solid here. Different story. Make sure 0 out of 4, 0 out of 4. Also double check to make sure your product page opens up as well. Do that on both in all your ads. Make sure the product page opens up so there's no bugs there, glitches. Multi-advertiser turned off. And then yeah. So you do this 3 more times with your remaining ads. So you would have 5 angles under one ad set. And then all you would do when you're done, you would select all your ads. So I'm going to hit control. I'm just going to hit control. I'm going to hit shift here. I'm going to hit shift to select all my ads. So you can just select multiple ads here. So let's say I had, actually, let me get out of there real quick. So I'm going to duplicate this here, quick duplicate here, and pretend these are different images and different stories. Just gonna quick duplicate here. Remember, these are all supposed to be different ads. I'm just gonna not change them right now for the sake of this tutorial. So we're seeing shop destination not selected. You need to choose a shop destination in order to continue. So I have no idea what it's talking about here. Shop destination. We don't have anything with shop anyway, so I don't know why it's even asking you to do that. Yeah, so whenever a bug like this happens, sometimes you got to just edit, and I edit something. Let me just double check here. I don't have anything with catalog. Oh, so see here I have products on. So I have no idea why products is on though. It's always something that they're trying to force you to do. Products on, I guess, isn't bad. I don't think that's actually the problem because there's nothing connected to the catalog. So ignore this campaign score. Campaign score literally doesn't mean anything. Shop destination not selected. You need to choose a shop destination in order to continue. That is not true. You should not need a shop destination because we're not using Facebook shop. We're running ads directly to our website. So real quick, before we try to solve that, what I wanted to show you here is you're just going to click the first ad here and then hold shift and click the other one. So you select all 5 ads, hit close, hit this drop down, and then hit under edit, hit this drop down, and then we're going to go to multi-advertiser ads, and we're going to just double check a couple things. This is going to allow us to do bulk editing. So make sure this is all turned off. Go to Advantage plus Creatives, hit this pencil icon and show spotlights, turn that off, adjust brightness and contrast, turn that off, relevant comments, turn that off, save the draft, and then actually hit the drop down again, and then we're going to scroll down to website. We're going to go to Advantage plus Creative again, and we're going to just make sure, oh, here it is. We're going to go to shop here. This is why it's showing you the error. So go under shop here. This is what I was referring to. Use shop the personalized buyer journey. We don't want that turned on. So just uncheck it up here and then hit save to draft. And then you can hit edit here. And then this bug should go away. So just hover over it. And then, yeah, see, now it's gone. So shop is Facebook's built-in website to allow people to buy directly on their app. So we don't do anything with shop. We don't use shop destination or anything like that. We're going to get people off of Facebook onto our website. So don't worry too much about that. So there you go. So that's how you make sure everything is good. Again, each of these ads should be their own copy and their own image. I got lazy, only did the first 2. Angles 3, 4, and 5 should be their own ads, their own copy. And then from there on out, you're ready to go. So go back to the ad set level, just double check, make sure everything is good here. And that's it. So then from there, you'd hit publish. Your ads will be scheduled and ready to go. I'm not going to hit publish because I don't want this to get approved. But yeah, that's essentially what you would do there. And then you would launch your ad sets. And that's it. That's all you would need to do to launch your first set of campaigns. Congratulations. You now know how to launch your ads.